Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing good this morning. My name is Beaumont Todd. I am the Training Communications Manager here at the Department of Inland Revenue. Just give us a few more minutes. We want to just allow persons to have an opportunity to still come into the room. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure that my volume is being able to be heard.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. So we're just going to give persons probably about it's 11:01. I'll say about another 5 minutes and then we will get started. So please just give us a few more minutes and then we will get started this morning. Good morning. Good morning again. My name is Beaumont Todd. I am the Training and Communications Manager here at the Department of Inland Revenue. Thank you once again for joining us this morning for our virtual workshop. This will be our last virtual workshop for the month of January. This is a part of a series that we've been running for the entire month, looking to try to assist you, our clients and our community and how to go through the processes of business license renewal, real property, as well as VAT filing. And today, this will be the last series for the month of January, but we will be continuing with the number of virtuals at least twice a month, every month for the entire year, because we want to make it as easy as possible for persons, if they are first-time persons going through the process to renew their business license, or if they're starting their business license, real property, VAT stamp, as well as any of the other services that we provide here at the Department of Inland Revenue. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you to get the services you need and to provide the assistance. And this is along with a series of other things that we've been doing, including the pop-ups that we've been doing at the mall at Marathon. We've been partnering with Alive and doing pop-ups at the Alive Southwest as well as the Alive Harbor Bay, as well as on our family island. So right now, we were doing pop-ups in Exuma, we were doing pop-ups in Abaco, Eleuthera, as well as we did extended hours for our Grand Bahama office, our Luther office, and our Abaco office, because we want to make this process and this renewal process as easy as possible for you, our public. So we are here to serve and we are here to help. So this morning, we are just going to go through the process of the renewal for persons who may not have done so far. And we're encouraging persons because the deadline for the business license renewal is January 31st, and we want to make sure that everyone gets in on time without getting those late fees at the last minute. In addition to that, we want to make sure that persons know the process that they need to pay, how they can actually do the payments. I see someone asked about recording. So we are also streaming this to YouTube. So anybody that needs to go back and review it, they can check us on our handle for YouTube at DIR Bahamas, as well as follow us on our YouTube, as well as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, because we'll be doing functions like this throughout the year. And this is our 10 years of that anniversary. So yay, we're celebrating and we are trying to do everything possible to try to appreciate you, our clients. So right before we get started this morning, I just want to open up with a quick prayer and then we can get into our session. Our first presenter will be Mr. Alvaro Turnquist. He is the Client Services Manager who will be going through the process of renewal for you. And then I will come back on the back end of showing you just simply how to go through and make a payment if you still happen to have any charges for your previous years so that you would be able to renew, or if you are going to have to pay for any business license renewal fees. So Heavenly Father, I praise you and I thank you for your grace and mercy this day, oh God. I thank you for all of those that are here, that are joining, and that are streaming in via YouTube or via Zoom. I pray, God, that the information that is shared will be able to assist persons in making the process and the transition as easy as possible, oh God. I pray, God, you go before us, guide us, and help us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So I will ask everybody to please just hold your questions at the very end. And at the end, we will have a question and answer period to assist you with any of your questions pertaining to the business license as well as the payment process. Are you ready, Mr. Turnquest?
I am, yes. Good morning, everyone.
I
And
cannot hear you.
can you hear me?
Sir, that's me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. That was me,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, good. Good. Awesome. Well, good morning again, everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm going to do three things, actually. The first, I want to make sure that you understand how to uh, access your account. And then we're going to look at renewing, the process of renewing, and then we'll make sure that you understand that there are certain things that you must have, before you even before you start the process. Okay, just to make sure that you understand where different items will go. Okay, all right. So let's get started. Let me share my screen real quick. Sorry about that. Share. Can everyone see my screen?
Not as yet, Mr. Junquez.
Okay, let's try that again. Okay, let's try that again. Share. Okay, now can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, so like I said, right now what we're gonna do is first I want to show you one of the things you must have in trying to uh, get onto the web, onto your account is your account information, your password, and the username. All right. The username must be used and you have to make sure that's correct. Okay. So maybe that will require you, if you haven't written it down somewhere, to remember it. Your username will not change. And so you can go ahead and call the inland revenue and or you can come into the office and we'll be able to supply you with your username. Okay. And then also your password may need to reset. So then we'll walk you through the password reset as well. Okay. So make sure that you have those things available prior to trying anything. Okay, so we'll skip that password renewal process, and now we'll walk you through how to renew your business license. It's pretty simple, and there's some things that I'm going to point out to you that everyone in every situation will be able to navigate. So first, when you log on, pop up for you. Okay, this is gonna you have the home uh, inbox, my tax, returns, profile, services. All right, this is gonna come up, and you'll see your name here. So you see, I have it. It says hi. I have it blacked out, but your name will show there. Then you know you're logged in. Right now, you ought to you need to hover over the returns button or the returns tab there at the top, and then you will see file a return. Okay, file a return. So once you hit file a return, it'll bring you to this screen. Okay, and in this screen, you have the tax type and the year. The tax type for all businesses, you must file two things. You must first file the actual and then file your estimate. Okay. So first file the actual and the tax type, you'll have the drop down box, which will allow you to indicate the annual actual, okay? The actual um, the business license annual actual, and for the year 2024. Okay, we'll be able to file 24's actual and then 25's estimate. Okay, so this will come up. Once you have those filled in, you simply go ahead and hit start return. Okay, start return. Now, from this step, you just literally save and continue. All right. So at the bottom, you'll see save and continue. For some people who are trying um, to renew on their cell phones, it's differently. You just scroll down to the bottom and you'll see save and continue. You hit save and continue, and you see where it says in blue, we have start at number one. And then we have number two. Once you hit save and continue, it'll bring you to the license overview. Again, just information. You need not touch anything there. Just save and continue again until you get to number three. All right. Once you come to the third position, your license will pop up. Sorry. You will see first of all the once you go down that you'll see view details. View details. Once you hit view details, your license will come. In some cases, there were a few licenses. In some cases there were duplicates. All right. Now I haven't been seeing any duplicates lately, and so that issue has been cleared up. So what we have is a uh, clean sheet of just your license, and or if you have several licenses, you will see those licenses come up here in the in the box, right? And at the end of it now, at the end, at the far right of the license, you'd see change or remove. In the event there is a duplicate, you remove the duplicate before proceeding. Okay. In the event there is a duplicate. In most cases, I haven't, like I said, I haven't been seeing any duplicates. So you move directly to seeing where it says change. So you hit change, and change is gonna bring you to this tab where you go all the way to the bottom, and where it says save, three slots above save, it's a whiteout area. So if you can see it properly, the first two slots are grayed out, right? And then you have one that is white. That is the slot that you can actually write in. Okay, so you hit that, and you'll be able to type the actual amount the company made last year in 2024, overall amount, okay, for the year 2024. Just put that amount in there and hit save. Once you hit save, it brings you to this sheet, sorry, this page where you just simply hit back, all right? In the event that you have several licenses, you would see those licenses appear again, like you can see here on the screen. But what you do is you just go to the second license. If you have a second license, just move to the second license where it says change, hit change again, and then repeat that process. In hitting change, you will go all the way down to this page again, and you'll be able to type in the amount for the second license and the third license and the fourth license if you have. Okay. Once you post the amounts, the total amounts that of revenue that the company made for the year 2024, you simply hit save for each of them. Each of them, you just hit save. And when you're done with your licenses, in some cases, some people only have one, right? Once you're done, you hit save, and it brings you to this page, and you'll simply click back, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page if you're on a computer or on a laptop, and you'll see save and continue. Hit save and continue. Again, save and continue. Sorry, for those whose businesses are bringing in more, the revenues are over 250,000. We would, you need to go ahead and upload your documents in the slot, in the area, in this place where it's indicated that you can drop files or upload files. Okay. Once you upload those files, you go again and hit save and continue. For those under 100,000 people, under 250, for those who are under 1,000, especially just 100,000, sorry, you can go ahead and just you don't need to upload the files. You just go ahead and save and continue. All right. Once you save and continue, it brings you to uh, this page. At the very bottom, you'll see a declaration. You must hit the declaration prior to submitting. It won't to submit unless you hit the declaration. Click the declaration. I have read and agreed to the declaration. Once you hit the declaration, then submit. After submitting, you should have a page like this come up for you. It says your tax return has been received. That was the filing of the business license actual, the actual for 2024. Okay. Now you're not done. Now we're going to file for the business license estimate for 2025, the annual estimate for 2025, what the business is going to make in the year that we're in, all right, in 2025, right? Uh, 2025, right? Uh, 2025, right? 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 20 Again, simply hover over once you put your cursor over the uh, returns button or tab, it will automatically bring up file a return and something else. When you just hit file a return, once you hit file a return, it brings you back to this page. And in this time, in the slots available for your tax type, you will be entering, instead of business, license, annual, actual, you will be now placing in the business license annual estimate. Okay. And for the year 2025. And then you hit start return, as you can see here at the bottom. Start return. Start return. And then, of course, for tabs two, you will, one and two, sorry, you literally would have just save and continue. You add anything, you need not to fill out anything there. Just save and continue again, right? And it will bring you to tab number three. Tab number three, you'll see a slightly different field, and it's instead of view details, as you saw in the actual, you'll now see add detail. You hit add detail. Once you click add detail, this box will show, asking you if you'd like to bring the information from the previous filing to this download to this estimate for this year. And you simply say, yes, load previous details. That's it. You hit yes, load previous details, and your license will come up. Once the license appears, like we did for the actual, you go ahead and hit change, or sorry, if you won't have any duplicates in this field, and in the estimate, filing the estimate, you won't have any duplicates. So because the duplicates would have been cleared out from the filing the actual, right? So you hit change for your license. It will bring you to this field where you can again place the amount that the business is estimated to make in 2025. Okay. And we're we're advising people to just go ahead and place the same amount that you put in for your actual. You put that same amount in for the estimate. Okay. Same amount. Once you place that amount in there, you hit save. Save will bring you back to this field where you can see the license. And in some cases, you have multiple licenses. You hit change again for the extra licenses and save those amounts once you put those amounts in. And it'll bring you again back to the the page where you can see back. You hit back. Back will bring you to you uh, just go ahead and save and continue. All right. Save and continue again. And once you come to the fifth tab, you'll see where again you have to click for the declaration. I have read the declarations. Once you hit that, you can go ahead and submit, and be you would be tick that says your tax return has been received and you have been renewed. Your license would have been renewed at this point. We would have received all of the information necessary, and the license will then be emailed to you after the process in the back end. It will be emailed to you, and I should give it about 14 days. All right. We've been they've been they've been pushing them out a lot faster, a lot quicker, a lot sooner than 14 days. But give them about 14 days. And that, my friends, is how you can renew your business license. Back over to you, Todd.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Turnquest. We will follow up and answer those questions for you at the very end. I see persons are asking a number of questions at this time, and we will answer those questions for you at the very end. So I'm going to just run real quick a quick video that's going to show basically the same process Mr. Turnquist went through for persons for a quick moment, and then I'll go through just a brief overview of how to make a payment if you need to actually make a payment.
Interested in learning how to renew your business license using our updated online tax administration site? This video will show you step by step how to submit your business license annual actual and your business license annual estimate, which are both important steps in the business license renewal process. Step 1. Log into your account via vat.revenue.gov.bs using the username and updated password. Step 2. Click the Returns tab in the main menu, then select File a Return. Using the tax type drop-down list, select Business License Actual, then select the appropriate year for the return that you wish to submit. Please note that if you have not filed a 2023 business license, these options will not be available. You are now ready to start your annual actual return by clicking the Start Return link under the Action tab, then Save and Continue. Next, click Enter License Details or Save and Continue. Then click on the View Details link. Under the Enter License Details tab, click Change to make the required changes. Scroll to the bottom of the page to enter your actual annual turnover for the year, then click Save once finished and return to the previous page. Review the license details to ensure accuracy, then click Save and Continue. You're almost there. Upload the necessary files by using the drag and drop feature. Please note, this is an optional step unless there are required documents to upload. Click Save and Continue to move to the next step. Review the information and then read and agree to the declaration. To submit, click Submit Return. Once submitted, a confirmation notice will appear confirming that the application has been received for your annual actual. You are now one step closer to renewing your business license for 2024. Repeating the previous steps from the annual actual return submission process, click the Returns tab in the main menu, then select File a Return. Using the tax type drop-down list, select Business License Estimated, then select the appropriate year for the return that you wish to submit. You are now ready to start your annual estimated return by clicking the Start Return button under the Action tab, then Save and Continue. Next, click Enter License Details or Save and Continue. Then click on the View Details link. Under the Enter License Details tab, click Change to make necessary changes. Scroll to the bottom of the page to enter the actual estimated turnover for the year, which could be the exact figure as your annual actual. Please note, the screen will pre-populate with general information and recognize if this is a renewal. Mandatory information, including the estimated turnover field, is indicated by a red asterisk. You also need to complete any other field that is relevant to your business. Once done, click Save to proceed and return to the previous page. Once more, review the business license estimated details for accuracy and click Save and Continue. Upload the necessary files by using the drag and drop feature or by selecting files from the device. Please note, this is an optional step unless there are required documents to upload. Click Save and Continue to progress. Review your information and then read and agree to the declaration. To submit, click Submit Return. A confirmation notice will appear confirming that the application has been received for your annual estimated. There you have it. You successfully filed your returns and submitted your renewal. To access more videos like this, visit our website, YouTube channel, or social media pages.
Okay, thank you so much again. You are able on our site to see that at any point in time, if you need assistance with it for the walkthrough, as well as you'll be able to follow this stream that we actually have going on, because we want to make it as easy as possible for persons when it comes to being able to renew their business license. And please, if you do have any questions, feel free to email us at any point, and we will be happy to assist you in that regard as well. So I'm just going to go through the how to pay aspect of it, real simple and real straightforward. I know that for a number of persons who may have still had last year, they may have missed a year or two, and because of that, you may have a charge for back charges, and those would have to be cleared up before you are able to get your business license. It will not stop you from filing for the 2025, but if it does, you would need to pay and clear that cost first and then be able to renew. And this is also the same process that you would use to make your payments for your business license once your business license goes over the threshold. So firstly, first thing you would do is you would sign into your account. And once you're in your account, you would see basically what all businesses that you actually have under your particular TIN. If you have more than one TIN type, for example, if you are a sole owner, then you would have your TIN for your sole owner and all of your businesses under that. If you have a partnership, you would have a TIN for your partnership. And just want to be clear, because I know a lot of times persons sometimes get confused when it comes to the difference between what they have to do when it comes to their VAT filing based on their TIN. So I just want to explain this real quick. When you have to pay for your VAT, because we're talking about business license and it will tie into your VAT, you're not paying your business license, or I should say your VAT, on your individual business. What you're paying it on is the TIN. So if you're a sole business owner and you have 10 businesses and all 10 of them make, say, $10,000 each, collectively, when you are required to register to pay your VAT, it is because those businesses collectively under that TIN add up to the 100,000 and they go over. I know some persons sometimes look at the fact that one business may not be over. So let's say you had three businesses and collectively two of them were 999,000.99, and you had one business with $1. That $1 would have pushed you over the 100,000 threshold, and that means all of those businesses would have to be registered for VAT as well as charging VAT. And then if you have a different type, whether it's a partnership, an LTD, each one of those at the end of the day would be basically what you would be required to pay your VAT on. And I just wanted to mention that because we know a lot of times in some of our trips to some of the different family houses and even in Nassau, persons sometimes think it's just the individual business versus the TIN that the business may fall under. So just moving along with this again. So once you're actually here, you would go basically to whichever one of your tax types it is that you have to go to. Next, you would come up here to My Tax, where the orange arrow is. And once you click onto My Tax, it will give you a drop-down box. The drop-down box will give you a number of options. First option would be basically to show your tax accounts and then basically to make your payment. So in this instance, you would click on Make a Payment. You are also able, if necessarily, to look and to see what your payment history is for any past payments that you may have actually done, if you have any questions and queries with that. Once you've actually clicked on Make a Payment, it will bring you to this screen. Now, this screen, as you can see, will allow you to basically start the process of actually inputting your payment. We just want persons to understand we will accept credit cards for Visa or MasterCards. I do not think at this time we accept American Express for persons who are looking to make their payments. Once you've actually gotten to this point, you will actually click on Pay Now, and the screen will bring you to this screen here. Now, because everything for this account has already been cleared, there is none of their business license actual annual still available. But if you do have a charge for your actual estimate or your actual annual, you will actually see your business license account in this place. And this will enable you to basically click onto it. You would hit continue, and then the screen will pop up to enable you to make your payment utilizing a credit card payment. If you are looking to pay via wire transfer or something else, then you would be required, once that payment is actually done, to make sure that you submit that invoice or that receipt to us so that we know the payment has gone through. We want to encourage persons to also please remember to keep in mind that there are a number of different accounts when it comes to payments for the Department of Inland Revenue. There's a payment account for the business license. There's a payment account for real property. There's a payment account for the VAT stamp. When you go to our website, what you will see for each of the links on our website, that for each of the tabs, you would have the ability to actually be able to see which one of the payment types that you're making so that you would have the correct information to actually be able to make the correct payment. I cannot stress enough, and I want to share the screen real quick just to show you this. I cannot stress enough that please make sure when you're actually making your payment that you are looking at the right tabs. So for this instance, because you're dealing with business license, then all things pertaining to business license would be under this tab, which will enable you to go through the process, whether you're starting for the first time, renewing, or actually looking to make your payment. And the payment information that you're looking for would be right here in this tab that says payment info. And will give you the specific wiring information that you need, as well as walk you through the step where you're paying as an international client or you're paying as a local client. All of the wiring information that you require and the steps to do it is right here on this particular tab. Again, let me stress, if you are looking to make a payment for business license, for VAT, for real property, please make sure you're using the correct tab with the correct payment information, because it is a possibility that if you make the payment to the wrong tab, it will not show up on time and reflect in our account, which means you will incur a late fee, be fact the payment did not make it in on time. Additionally, if you are paying through a wire, and January 31st is the day that you pay through the wire, it is most likely that payment will not hit our account on January 31st. And we can only take account of the payment once it has already hit the account. So we're encouraging persons to please, as early as possible, to make sure that you make your deadlines for the renewal. The renewal process, as Mr. Turnquist said, it is very straightforward. I know there are a number of questions, and we'll get to those in a moment, but let me just say for persons, if you have at least your preliminary figures for November going into December, we will enable you to start the process of what you need to put those figures in so that you can at least already have your process started. And if you have to come back and submit the final aspects, that will be done. But don't let the date pass, whereas you turn around and you end up incurring late fees. The license won't be released until all the fees and everything have already been paid. But once you've already started the submittal process, you will not incur late fees once you've started the process and submitted the preliminary information that you need along with any documents. There was another question asking about documents. Once you have already submitted, even if January 31st has passed, you will still be able to go back in and actually upload your documents. And you can do this by utilizing our inbox, sending a message to us, and in there, uploading your documents and just letting them know these are the documents to support what you started for the business license process. So I'm going to open up the floor for questions. And I will start with the questions that are in the Zoom room, as well as we'll look at those questions that are inside our YouTube at the same time. Just going to stop sharing this.
I can take one right now, Mr. Todd, while while you're doing.
Go ahead.
I see a question asking what needs to be done if the business is no longer active. If your business is no longer active, you are to file for or send in a message for us to cancel the business if you no longer want it. But if it's no longer active and it's still on your account, appears on your account, you are advised to renew the business. Renew it. It costs you nothing to renew. You place zero because it's not active and the returns are zero. You can put zero in the amount column, all right, to when it asks you how much did for the actual, how much did it make, all right? You can put zero, but if you refuse to or neglect to renew that business license, even though it's inactive, your the business license will incur a $200 uh, late fee or penalty fee for not renewing on time. So if you have it, go ahead and renew it, even if you're not using it until you have canceled, request that it be canceled, you ought to go ahead and renew.
Okay. I see a question inside the chat asking about which documents are required to renew. As long as you are under 250,000, we are just asking you to please just input your turnover figure. You can still supplement if you are utilizing some financial software to keep track of it. To say, supposedly you're using either a spreadsheet or a printout from QuickBooks, if QuickBooks is the means, or even if you're using Excel, just to submit to show basically what your income and your expenses, which your expenses would have been on your sheet for your supporting documents. You can also, if necessarily, also add in a bank statement to show to verify. But once you're under 100,000, we really just ask you really to just submit your turnover figures, and the documents you can actually add to that. Again, like I said, can be either a QuickBooks printout, or you can actually add a spreadsheet showing an income statement of what your income was and your outcome. Now, if you are over 250,000, then you will be required, in addition to your turnover figures, to also have an accounting certificate showing and verifying the amounts that were actually made along with your bank statements. If you are 5 million or more, you will require an accountant's audit, and all of the audits for 250 and 5 million has to be by someone who is a banker certified CPA to verify the amounts. It cannot just be a bookkeeper or someone who's not a part of the association in that regards.
Yeah, and for businesses that are, if you have multiple businesses and you're going ahead and incorporating them, putting them all under one umbrella, each business that has its different tin, all right, they will come under the one tin, the one umbrella tin. So you'll be able to see them all at once.
Okay, now the question, if you don't have the accountant's BL return before January 21st for the turnover of 250,000, can we add it after January 31st? Yes, you can. What we would advise you to do is to put in, if you have your preliminary figures up to November, or even if you have your figures up to the end of December, to submit it with those figures, and then make sure that as soon as you get your accounting certificate, that you add that into your account to support your documents. Can you take this one for me, Mr. Turnquest? Someone is asking if the due date is January 31st or March 31st.
The March 31st is when your license officially expires, in terms of you cannot use it for business anymore, right? Or you should not use it for business anymore. However, the renewal process, right, for the month of January, you can renew up until you can renew at any time, but if your renewal is not done before the 31st of January every year, you will be charged a renewal penalty for $100 for each renewal step. That's the actual and for the estimate. So that's $200 in total if you miss the renewal in January. But the license, you can still go ahead and it's still good until the 31st of March.
Now, I know sometimes the concern for a number of persons is sometimes it's banking institutions and other places, although the license is still good until the 31st, sometimes refuse to take it. But once you've actually already submitted for your renewal, you should be able to print out something from your portal in addition to your 2024 to show that you've already started the process. And in that, they should accept it because the license is still good until March 31st. That is basically legally binding inside the Constitution. The next question I see, what if you expect the sales to be different from the previous year? Do you enter expected revenue or simply put the same revenue as the actual?
You put the same as the actual because you may anticipate that it's going to be more, but supposing it doesn't, if it doesn't, then what you do is you put the estimate as the same as the actual from the previous year, and when you file your actual for the current year, so when you file that actual for in 2026, when you file the actual for 25, you would then make the correction. The correction would be uh, this is what I actually made. I know I told y'all I was gonna make $100 last year, but I actually made $300. That's so yeah.
Okay. Um, Question about the credit play inside 2024. I will take the information down. I would say PM me because that would be something we'll take offline to have to be able to assist you with from one of our other departments. But I'll take the information so that we can follow you up. Step
I
three.
think I saw a question on your filing. Oh, never mind. I'll come back to it. I need to make sure I read it properly.
Okay. There's a question there. When I select change, the system doesn't allow me to add the information for the second company. Can you show us how we can find the business for the second location in the account? In other words, how do I know that the business license for my second location is in the system? Please note that we have the 2024 license for the branch and they're trying to renew it.
I would say two things. First, we need to make sure it's there. All right. The second thing though is maybe you can go, there's a switch when you go to your name on the on the on your account, you would see once it is a drop down box, and in the drop down box it has switch count. So you can switch account to see if the other account is linked to it. Now, sometimes they are not linked, different tins, but they're not linked, right? So you can do two things. Come into us and we can search for the other account and make sure that it's linked under the same person, so that when you open up your account, both licenses come at the same time. You see them at the same time. Okay.
The second half of that question, the person was also asking, they're saying that they paid their VAT and the bill, but they don't see it reflected on the account. I would say there are two parts to that. The first part is to confirm whether or not it's already hit on our account for it to be posted. But I would also take this offline so that we can follow up. So you can about to drop this email. You can email to there as well as to our tax inquiries, and we'll be make sure that any of your inquiries that we're not able to follow up now, we'll follow up for you once you confirm and send your information to that email. And I will also put the main email to make sure that we're able to assist you with the questions that you have pertaining to that. Let's see. Okay. All right. Just pardon me, I'm just scrolling through the questions. Okay, a company, if a business converts from an SP, proprietorship, to an incorporated company or partnership, will the TIN change if they have other sole proprietorship businesses under that original TIN? Because the incorporated company is basically a different entity, it is most likely you're going to have a different TIN. That was one of the first things I was saying, pertaining to how the businesses entities are actually done when you're looking at businesses in fact. Are the actual estimate fees required to be paid before receiving your new license? Or you can pay the actual now and pay the estimate at a later date without affecting from receiving the license. All fees actually have to be paid up before the license would actually be released.
And you are, please, you're welcome to come to visit the office here. I think some persons are asking for a special audience, but you are invited to visit the office here at Inland Revenue, and we can answer your questions and or walk you through the different options that you have.
Okay, maybe you can assist with this one, Mr. Tranquest. What happens if in previous years the actual was completed but no estimate?
Then you will not be allowed. You would be late in filing, and incur a charge. All right. So your estimate would not have been filed. Hence, your entire filing would not be renewed. Your business would not have been renewed. Um, in order for that to happen, the fix is you would now have to come you'll have to send a message in to us and alert us first of all that your you did not file for whatever years you missed or whatever times you missed, and also put in there the actual or the amount that you would have made the renew for that year that you did not renew. All right. And then that renewal would happen in the back office. You cannot do it on your front end. If you miss a year, it has to now be filed by someone in the back office. And not you can't file it from your account itself. Okay. So just be mindful of that, please. But those are the two bits of information needed. All right. Three bits of information. The the tin, all right, put that number in there. In that message, you also need to say, I did not file for whatever year, or they were back filing, and you also need the amount that they need to put in there when they are filing it in the background, in the back office.
Okay, I'm going to take from the YouTube. There are two questions. The other one is, okay, pertaining to payment plan. Okay, that would be something that you would have to speak to somebody in our collections area that would be able to assist with that prior. So, Ms. Bethel, if there's anything, I'll also drop here the contact that you can email, and we'll be able to direct you to the appropriate person for that. The online filing for the large taxpayer unit, we both have a unit that deals specifically with our large taxpayers, but for over 5 million again, we would say that you would definitely need to have an audit from a certified BICA CPA accountant to be able to assist you with that. That would have all of the information pertaining to your financial transactions that would have to be needed to be uploaded. That would be in addition to whatever the turnover amounts that you submit, saying that you made in that instance. So for those large taxpayers, those would be the main documents that you would have to submit for those amounts. If a change of, okay, if the person goes from a sole proprietorship in our system to a partnership. So I would say also, Ms. Bethel, in that regards, you would have to make sure that all of the documentation that you need from NIB, because you would also be making a change on their part, would also have to be submitted. And then you would have to also do the change of circumstance form so that we can make the change in the update in the system because then your TIN would go from a sole proprietorship to now a partnership, because that is a completely different entity in the system. It is not the same thing as a sole proprietorship. So you would need all the documentation to submit in order to make that actual change. Okay, taking another question over here. Should we expect to receive the invoice to pay the business license once the renewal has been submitted? You want to take that one, Mr. Turnquest?
Sorry, yes. So once the renewal is submitted, the license would be emailed to your account, an email to you, within like 10 to 14 days. I would say they've been pushing them out a lot sooner, but give it at least 14 days to process and then be sent to you by email.
I think
Can
this
you
is
get
also about payment. So in this
oh
instance as well, as
mhm.
soon as you've actually submitted the amount for your turnover, the system would automatically um, calculate an amount for what the invoice would be. But if you are coming back to say that you're going to have to make changes to the turnover, then once that is done, then I would say make your final payment. So whatever the final figure would be. For the renewal process, like I said, if you have preliminary figures, we would want you to use those so that you don't miss the deadline for the renewal. And then that will enable you to be able to get the process started for your business license while we're waiting for you to submit any additional documentation. Okay, the business annual estimate 2025 is not showing up a return to file. Okay, ready. Okay, Kristen Ontario, same thing, just email us because that's probably something we'd have to look on the back end to find out if you'd already started the process and have already done your actual annual for 2024 and now are actually doing your actual estimate for 2025. If it's not showing, the question I would ask is if you did the BLAA, the BLA for the 2024 first, and once you've done that, then you will be able to go back and do the BLAE for 2025. I humbly apologize. Sometimes they get a little tied down. Okay. Okay, so for confirmation of payments, I would say directly into your portal. We would advise all of the clients, the best way to also make sure when you're messaging us is honestly to do it through your portal. So in the portal, there's an option for you to actually, in the inbox, send messages to us. So you can utilize that because that will enable you to also upload any additional documents, as well as any receipts and confirmations of payments, because that will then directly produce for you. It will directly produce for you an ENQ. So that would be in our system for enabling us to be able to make sure we have a record of it for you. Okay, the plan. Okay, we're able to take possibly one more question. Once we're finished with that last question, then we will be having to sign off for today. Okay. I'm trying to follow up this question with Christian, but it seems to be split. Okay, what the challenge is that your account is taking a long time to apply to the account. Okay, but nothing there. Okay, so someone is asking, what if nothing is there when you click to make a payment? If you have no payments owing, then nothing would reflect. But if you are supposed to be making a payment and nothing is showing, I would ask you to do the same thing to message us. That may be something that we need to check on the back end. That cannot be done from the client services aspect of things. And someone is asking, how long does it take to register a company for VAT? I don't have that information directly possible, but from my understanding, it should not take any more longer than 21 days the most once all of the documentation and everything has already been submitted. Okay. All right, so I humbly apologize. Our time is up for the day. I want to say thank you again to everyone that has actually tuned in with us for this session. Please follow us on all of our Facebook and our socials at DIR Bahamas. We will be every month continuing with different virtual sessions to enable and to assist persons with their real property tax, their VAT filing, as well as to make sure at the end of the day, persons have all of the information that they need, whether they're starting a business, they're renewing a business. And we also have a number of events that are going to be going on. We're going to be traveling to the different family islands to assist persons in Exuma, Grand Bahama, and Long Island as well as we're planning to possibly come to Andros and some of the other islands. So we would encourage you to look out for those as well and other informative sessions like this to assist you again. So we just want to thank everybody again for being a part of this today. If you still have any questions, I've dropped the email and I will drop it again. For persons to please just send your communications to us and we will be happy to follow up on any of the information and make sure that it gets to the correct department to assist and follow up for you. I want to thank you all again and encourage you all to please just have a good and a blessed afternoon.